somewhere beneath the city, beneath the bank, beneath the quarterly reports and the algorithmic trading and the instant settlement and the machine that approved your mortgage in 11 seconds, there is a module, written in 1962 by a man named Joe. He was 38 when he wrote it, an immigrant mathematician who believed that code was a contract with the future, that if the man who comes after you cannot read what you left behind, you have not written code. You have written a trap. In 1959, a woman named Grace Hopper stood in a Pentagon conference room and argued that machines should speak in a language any literate person could govern. Not just the mathematicians, not just the engineers, anyone. She called it a common business-oriented language. She meant, no one gets to be the only one who understands this. 40 years later, Joe's son Robert spent 11 months reading 18 million lines of code that nobody else could read to fix a problem that most people didn't believe existed. And when nothing broke on New Year's Day 2000, they called it a non-event. He got crackers from a vending machine and a performance review that said, "Meets expectations." When his father died, Robert sat alone at a kitchen table and read 60-year-old COBOL the way you read a letter from someone who can no longer explain themselves. He understood all of it. Every line named what it held. Every comment said why. This is the widow's benefit case. These women cannot call us when the number is wrong, so we test it. In 2030, Robert's daughter Layla sat at a desk in the bank that had absorbed the bank that had absorbed the bank where her grandfather's code still ran. 12,000 pension accounts, $2.3 billion, a calculation error of 0.003%. Small enough to be invisible, large enough to matter. She asked the AI to explain what it had done. It gave her 4 paragraphs and a confidence score of 87%. She still didn't know what it had done, so she opened her grandfather's legal pad, and she read it. The COBOL was 68 years old and she could read every word of it. The AI was 3 years old and she could not read any of it. This is not the AI's fault. This is ours. We built the thing. We chose not to insist it explain itself. We made that choice quietly over many quarterly reports, in the language of cost reduction. Every software engineer whose salary was saved was a line in a budget that balanced while the code above it grew more opaque, and the people below it grew older and retired and took the explanations with them. She opened a text editor. She had not written code by hand in 8 years. It took her 6 hours. 14 lines. The system flagged it. Human-authored code detected. As if this were unusual, as if this were an anomaly to be reviewed rather than a standard to be kept. She pinned her grandfather's handwriting above her monitor. She wrote a quote on a post-it note. Grace Hopper's. The most dangerous phrase in the language is, "We've always done it this way." She did not know if anyone would write code by hand here again. She did not know if anyone would need to, or want to, or remember how. She knew that she had, and that she had written it the way her grandfather wrote it, for the person who comes after, whoever that person might be, in whatever language they speak, at whatever terminal they sit. Somewhere beneath the city, Joe's code still runs. 68 years old, every variable named, every decision explained. The machine does not know the man who wrote it, but anyone who reads it can.